Well, I finally got my Telspar, well, not Telspar, metal strut. And I know it looks long, but no sense in being cheap. We're gonna run this on this back wall like that, and then we clamp the pipes to this. So first we gotta jimmy it into place, which is gonna be oh so much fun. So get these out of the way. And let's see, we basically want to hit both these pipes. We're going to hit the top one, and then we're going to put two cross brackets. Now, this isn't level yet, so I'm going to make a mark just to get me started. And then I'm going to level it up from there. Well, now that we got it one in there holding it, we can drill where we want to, right through it. It'll be fine. And we're just gonna punch this through. Get our hammer. Where we set that at. The socket extension's broke, so don't hate me. What you gotta do is take a socket and tighten it up. And just do it again and again here. So we'll go over here to this one. And we know we want to put it right about here. I'm gonna actually move it over a little bit. Level. Even though I only have two, that's really okay. Later we'll come in when we mount the water heaters and we'll put bolts at the top. You're not gonna feel all the pain I'm feeling, but I gotta move it. And I got electrical boxes, I got other things. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Keenan, wouldn't you put this stuff up first? Yeah, I would. But we didn't have that luxury in this laundromat because the people that built it were morons. And I didn't want to shut it down just to put it up. So I figured, what the heck, huh? So that's the electrical box to it that we're going to reuse. So first what we're going to do is drill the bottom one. Now this is not quite in the center, and the reason is I'm trying to catch both these pipes. I want to anchor these two places here and out at their outsides. I should have ran this over a little bit farther, and then I could have put it right here, but because center's about here, I'll do that. What the heck? I'll run it right there for you. That better? All right, well, that's better. Everybody's happy. I'm sorry for the bad lighting. This lighting back here is horrible. Just like the other four, and we'll keep going. Yeah, just like before. Insert them with a little wedge, tap them in to get that wedge started. Now you might be wondering, what am I using for clamps? Because you can't touch dissimilar metals. The copper can't touch aluminum, the copper can't touch steel. It'll corrode, it'll turn blue. I'll show you an example of it over here, because obviously this laundromat was built by idiots. And it'll ruin your pipes early in their life. So you have a little rubber boot that goes around your pipe. Grab a piece of pipe so you can see it. Basically this goes over it. You can't do it one-handed. Like that. Then these go around it like this. You tighten this up, tighten the clamp up, and then this is through your Telspar or your Strut. I should call it Strut, that's what it's called, guys. Telspar is another type of metal. And your nut's in here, so don't lose it. Let's go put it up. Now I'm going to do the center one, or the center one, which probably won't line up right. Pipes don't want to push up against, there we go. So let's see if we can do this without screwing this up. They just lock in there. Hopefully they're going to cooperate. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully they're going to cooperate. Sometimes they can be a royal pain. I wish they'd make this thread thing a little longer. Let me grab some tools. This one's a pain too because it's poking out funny. You supposed to be that tight, Keenan? They're pretty tight fit. I know it sucks. What I do is put a bunch of these rubber boots on, because once I get this clamped on, this pipe ain't going to want to move very far from the wall to slide that on. So I'm going to get all the rubber boots on first, then we'll put the clamps on. I actually have a square channel that fits in there in the back of that. It's where I need a third arm, or you guys will start helping. Either or. Because this is a pain in the butt. Really see what I'm doing here. I know you're getting my shoulder, you're like, Jesus, Keenan. Wow, they're just not tight. We're going to see if we can tighten them up. Wrong size. A couple more on. Just a 1/2 inch nut, you got to tighten. It doesn't move at all now, which is what you want. You don't want that hammering effect, because what's happening is that when these pipes are banging back and forth way in another direction, they're probably doing the same thing, and they'll start shattering themselves. They'll get stress cracks. I might be over clamping this, but it's a lot of money invested. I just don't want it tore up. I still want to get these, but this is, I'm going to have to wrap because there's a joint, so it's too wide for this. Just like here, I'm going to have to cut this thing in half here, and then it'll work. So, yeah, we're tightening the last one up. We're all set. Nice and anchored. Ain't going nowhere. End up, now we just got to run this junction box here to this side and one to that side. Each has a 20 amp breaker to the Rinnai on-demand 190,000 BTU water heaters. Basically, you'll have your cold water supply runs up into them, outruns to your hot water. There'll be a gas line mounted to the bottom of this down here at the floor. This line over there that I haven't hooked up yet will actually be transferred down to a 1-inch line, run across the bottom. You'll have your gas line down here. You have a line to this tank, a line to that tank, 2 shutoffs. Then this will be your cold to this side, and then the hot will run down to there. Flip all these valves, turn your bypass back. Now the water heater will be mounted from like here up, so there'll be plenty of room to move that valve. I did that on purpose. And then right above that, we'll cut 2 holes in the wall, one here and one over there, for the vent. The power vent's a straight vent so that there's no condensation, there's no drip line, it's just a straight shot out. It's your intake and your vent in one. It's a pretty neat setup. So that's next. So we got to bring them over here and install them. This is what they call the channel strut, the smaller stuff. It's like 1 inch thick. It actually runs across here, and that's what the Rinnai will be mounted to. And that's why there's 3 of these. That's why I put 3 uprights, because I don't want it to sag in the middle or anything. Because there'll be nuts with springs here, those channels there will actually be bolted to that. And then we will actually metal screw or bolt each Rinnai onto the same holes. It's quite the process, but this is how you make it right. If this would have been done to begin with, instead of me redoing everything, I could have came in, hit the bypass, made sure I had some water running to both sides of my islands, put a new water heater in, flipped the bypass, and we're good to go. Instead, we had a mess. And this is what sucks. When you buy these zombie laundromats, when you buy these rundown places, this is what you're going to deal with. And it's one thing to get a free laundromat. That's the big thing. We get a free laundromat. Yeah, it's free. But once you start having to upgrade it, once you start having to get it to work, that's what it's going to cost you. And that's when you're going to need the money to buy the machines, to put the flooring in, to updo your lights, to do your ceiling tile, to paint, water heaters. Because if you don't have that, I don't care how free that laundromat is, it's just a bunch of junk iron sitting around. So, well, that's it for tonight's episode. It's late. I got a couple more things we got to do here yet once we get these hooked up. Once we get these hooked up, I got to do more work to get the islands running. So, a lot to go yet, but we're getting there. So, take it easy. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.